Welcome to another money-making workshop. I'm glad you're here. Give yourself a hand. We're really excited for tonight's workshop. What we're going to be discussing is what you are seeing that is working and what you can leverage in 2024 and the opportunities so that you can walk out here, execute, and it's very practical for you guys, okay? Great part of it is based on the Marketing Magic book written by, of course, Manuel. He's going to be here with us as well. And Jorge's going to go over some strategies based on this book that you guys can implement. So I want to welcome tonight's speaker, and let's give a warm welcome to Coach Jorge.
Thank you, Ollie. All right, so I see some new faces. Can you just let me know if this is your first workshop? Okay, wow, that's awesome. Good.
I have to interrupt you because I forgot one thing.
Go ahead.
The housekeeping rules. As I was putting the mic away, I realized one important thing. If this isn't your first money-making workshop, if you have a question, we have a mic runner. The thing is, we're streaming online. There's about 300 people online, and they won't be able to hear your question. So we ideally try to run the mic over to you, and then you ask your question. Other than that, if you could just make sure the phones are on silent, that would help us out with the speaker. Okay, yep. Now take it away.
All right, good. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here for the Attention Grabbing Media, our marketing agency. I've been with Manuel since day one, starting the agency with Ernesto as well. So I oversee all the accounts and the strategy for all the accounts and things like that. So I always have to have my finger on the pulse. I'm always checking out like what's working, what's not working, so that we can, help our clients. So we do these free workshops for you guys so you can, grab all this information, but most importantly, go out and implement whatever you learned today.
You look great, by the way. All of you look amazing.
Yes.
Great to see you guys here tonight.
Good crowd. So marketing has evolved over the years. I figured we would start there, and you guys can get a perspective of how that has changed. So if we go back all the way to the beginning, 1920s to 1930s era, we had the radio. That was like the only form of marketing that you could do. And that's where the attention was. That's where people were getting entertainment from until, a little bit later, the television age came about. And so we started running commercials on there. Okay, so when the television came out, of course, that was like the biggest thing, and that's where the attention started shifting. The radio kind of started dying down, right? Then in the 60s, 70s, we have what we call the print dominance. So a lot of newspapers, specifically in magazines and things like that. And once again, that's where the best form of entertainment was. And actually a lot of marketing principles came about from here, like copywriting, specifically market research or talking to your target audience and things like that. A little bit after that, telemarketing and direct mailers right around the 80s, 90s. That was the thing to do. In fact, I know some people that built and still do. It still works right now. Calling on the phone and having that live communication, works really well. But that was the thing of like how to market. And you had to dial hundreds of calls a day to, get sales. And the rest of it wasn't working so well until the internet came about. And then the content marketing era is what got going. So SEO, doing a website, doing a bunch of blogs, and that's how you were able to reach people and better niche down and deliver your message better to your target audience. And email marketing. So email marketing used to have, when it first came out, it was the biggest thing. So you would get 90 plus, open rates. Nowadays, you're lucky if you get maybe 20, 30% open rates, and that's like on the very high end. And so if you keep going, then the social media is, what we're kind of going through still, the social media age. And, Facebook came out, YouTube specifically, that was another huge one when that came out. That's where everybody was at. And a lot of people have been able to build, empires with social media because you're able to reach so many more people with so much less either budget or effort too. And then of course, present time 2020, 2024 that we're in now, a lot is going on with AI and automation and leveraging, the technology that we have now to be able to get faster, better, more targeted, more precise. Yeah, so I'm even a little bit lazy now with AI. So that's how we've been able to progress, for the last let's call it 100 years or so, which is a huge, movement from the 1920s to now. We have a lot of opportunities. Sometimes we take it for granted, but we're going to show you guys today like how you can leverage some of the newest things that are in this era to grow your brand on social media.
So go back to that slide, the previous slide. So there's one thing in common throughout this entire era. By the way, welcome to the people in the Zoom room. I see there's almost 100 people there. You guys are tuning in. Let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I'm going to read the comments in a little bit. Part of the opportunity of the internet era. None of these eras over here had the ability to communicate to people worldwide. We probably have like 6 countries at least today, which is amazing. There's one thing in common throughout this entire marketing timeline. What were all these platforms offering? What were they all offering?
Service.
Well,
An audience. Opportunity.
yeah, I have one word in common. One word in mind.
Attention.
Yeah, who said that? Okay, good job, Sally. They were all offering attention. That has not changed in hundreds of years. The game of marketing has been dominated by the platforms that could offer the most attention at the lowest possible price. And that is exactly what's happening today, still in this particular environment right here. It hasn't changed. The opportunity just evolves, but every single year, you're gonna see that today. We have a great presentation for you today. I'm excited because 2024, I really believe is the year of opportunity when it comes to the social media game. We are back to the wild, wild west of the internet era. For comparison purposes, I have a brand, which is in the corner of this building also here. You guys drove in, you saw a brand. There was a big sign on the outside that says Natural Slim. That brand has 32.5 million social media followers. We are a brand built on the social media world. And anybody here who's Latin America, raise your hand if you're Latin American. Okay. Raise your hand again if you know who our brand is. Okay, great. Most of you guys, actually pretty much all of you guys raise your hand. We have the largest fan base on planet Earth in Latin America, period, on any subject. And that was built on this era of attention-grabbing opportunity. To give you a perspective, in the year 2022, we had 19 million followers, already a lot of attention, a lot of great growth, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. And we went from 19 to 32.5 in a year. What did I do? You're gonna see some of those things tonight. What did I do revenue-wise? What were we able to accomplish? That did not cost me money. It cost me sweat and a lot of work and a lot of strategy. So you gotta know. You don't know. Remember this. You don't know what you don't know. And that's what we're teaching you today. What you don't know. So you can see how you can take advantage of what I believe to be the greatest opportunity that this world has ever seen in the game of marketing. Because there's one thing that you all have heard about today called artificial intelligence, which has accelerated your ability to produce. So we can do more in less time right now. And that's what it's all about, opportunity. Coach?
Yes, so definitely we're going to get into that. Before we get into that, I wanted to also get into the trends and predictions of what we see is happening and what we see the opportunities are, specifically for this year, because in marketing, things change so fast. One time TikTok is taking off, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're back to YouTube. No, there's AI now. Oh, there's this, robot over here that's helping you. So there's a bunch of things happening. The first one is short versus long videos. So for the last few years, especially since right around 2020 or so, TikTok blew up, right? So short videos, Instagram came out with their reels, YouTube came out with their shorts. So the short video is like, that was a hot thing. It is still, but nowadays I'm seeing a lot of the longer videos also, take off a lot. We're kind of going back to the original, like YouTube, providing enough value, giving enough time to provide enough value, to make a difference. The short videos are really helpful for, just getting reach, getting known. especially number of times known. In marketing, people sometimes need to see your brand 7 times before they even make a decision to reach out to you or to convert and buy your product. So short video is really good for that, because you can make a lot of them and you reach these people. But actually, this is a screenshot directly from TikTok. TikTok is now encouraging 1 minute plus videos. I don't know if anybody has gotten this, same, right? So they're really, really pushing out. In fact, there's another, I didn't have time to put it in here, but they're sending out another message saying, if your videos are longer than a minute and you put them horizontal, so basically like YouTube, we will help you boost your views. Yeah, right? So, you can put your videos now on TikTok horizontal like this, or you can make them vertical still, and they can both be, longer than a minute. But that's one of the keys that is working, at least right now. Make them longer than a minute. They're trying to take as much traffic as they can from everywhere else, specifically YouTube. I would say that's their #1 video competitor. So if you're making these longer videos, TikTok is helping you. Another thing that's happening is you probably, if you're on TikTok, you have seen all the videos are now all about shopping. Every single video has a little link for you to buy something. So that's what they're pushing out. But specifically this year, they're really going to push on live shopping. Okay, so live shopping is the same thing as like live streaming, like what we're doing right here. But you can connect your store. And you can say, you can like link certain products that you're talking about in your life, and people watching, they can just click there and buy right on the app. They actually don't even have to leave, go to Amazon or go to your Shopify or anything. It's all happening within the app, and they're really pushing this out. So if you have an e-commerce product, I highly recommend that you get started on this. But even if you don't, and a lot of people don't know this, but you can sell digital products too. It doesn't have to be physical. So here's some cool information, cool statistics. So for live streaming shopping stats, live shopping conversion rates can be up to 10 times higher than the average e-commerce conversion rate. That's because they can sit there, they can interact with you, ask you questions, you're there responding and basically closing the sale. You are the salesperson at that point. And you're having that live communication with them. Plus, you're showing them different ways of how you can use the product. Nearly 60% of live stream viewers make a purchase during or after the event. 55% of businesses use Facebook to live stream. Facebook hasn't jumped so much yet on the live shopping as much as TikTok, but it's definitely going there. But that is still the most popular platform where the live streaming is going on.
Also, the platforms operate differently. Mm-hmm. TikTok, the longer that you stay, the more people come in. And Instagram, it just dwindles with time. It starts with like people, and then it gets smaller. On TikTok, it's the other way around. Like they're pushing you to stay there longer on these live streaming platform.
And another thing on TikTok, when you're going live, or even with your regular videos, they are pushing it out to new audiences. So you're constantly being discovered by new people. So it's a really good strategy for what we call top of the funnel. That's where people enter your funnel and they learn about you. Versus what Manuel was saying on Instagram, they push it out to your followers. Cool, but if they're not on the app at the moment or whatever, you might not get a good amount of people showing up. Versus TikTok. So TikTok is really helping you, get more reach. So again, 61% generate higher sales. 60% is easier for viewers to make purchases. And also, once you start going live streaming, you can connect it like we are right now. You can connect it to Zoom and to YouTube and to Facebook, and now Instagram came out with their thing, and TikTok. So you can literally push out your message to millions of people at the same time. Another big thing that is happening is Amazon live shopping. So who here has an Amazon store? Yeah, okay. Live shopping is definitely something that Amazon is also, now trying to compete. I don't know if you also noticed they have like influencers putting up videos all in their platform. So they're also trying to compete for your attention and trying to grab, people, entertain people in their app. Because if they're in their app, then they're going to stick around and they're going to, buy something. So, and everybody makes money at that point. So Amazon Live Shopping, that's another huge one that is working right now. And it works the same. If you have your catalog on Amazon, you just tag in different things that you're going to be showcasing, and you could literally go on there for hours. Like, you can be on there all day, trying to sell, and people will be coming in and out, and it's very easy. They just have to click the thing, and it takes them to, to check out right on the app. And it's also cool because anybody that joins, just like any other platform, they can interact with you, leave you questions, and then the creator can interact with the audience. Very cool, right? Okay, so here's another thing that's worked really well. The money is in the DMs, in the direct message, in your inbox. Specifically with Instagram, this is working really, really well. Like it says here, more social media discussion is moving to messaging, which is important for marketers to know. So that's where the attention is. If you guys remember at the beginning, where's the attention? That's what we're marketing. That's where people are really interacting and engaging. So one of the strategies that we have that we've been doing a lot, and it's working across many brands, but here's an example of one of videos for Manuel's brand. In less than 24 hours, we had 100,000 views, 1,988 leads. How do we do that? You tell people to comment a certain keyword or to comment something in the, in your video, and then we set up a system. We set up a software. It's called ManyChat that direct messages them and brings them into the inbox, and now you're engaging with them and interacting and selling them, sending them to your website. Manuel and I have been doing this for like 7 years now, but and then it kind of died off for a little bit, but now it's like coming back really strong. It didn't used to exist for Instagram. We were doing it on Facebook. This is like probably 7 years ago now, right?
Yeah, 6 years or so, there was a big boom with Facebook Messenger. You guys recall? We started getting a lot of Messenger messages, and it became like super popular. And we did some big marketing campaigns to generate leads because, that's the play of the phrase, the money is in the list. So instead of money is in the list, he's saying money is in the DMs, right? Because the more you grow your list, the more revenue you can generate. Like, social media is not the end point. Social media is the starting point. You use social media to get attention, to then bring them into your list, to then sell them something. Get them on a service. It should not be from social media to sell. It should be from social media to your list to then offer an opportunity for them to do business with you. So the real business, like in my case, you guys are all in my list. You get my emails, you get my text messages, you get communications from us. Like, if you haven't been on my list yet, you are now, right? And you're gonna get on the lines, right? As of today, congratulations. And we do communicate to you. And yes, we are a for-profit organization. We offer marketing services. We're actually gonna make you an offer today. Raise your hand if you're okay with us making you an offer. Raise your hand. Okay, good. Because when you really believe in your product, in your service, when you really believe in your ability to help another person, you should not have a problem selling them something. Because I mean, if you guys just Google us, you're gonna have a tough time finding a negative review. We have worked with some of the biggest names out there, celebrities, 9-digit brands. We have a lot of success stories. I got a book that has been a bestseller for months in a row. So I am as real as they come. And when I offer you something, there might be some value there. Otherwise, people will come after me and attack me, because that's just the way it is, right? So generally, you have to feel comfortable offering your products and services. And they call it selling. I call it a desire to impact, a desire to make a difference. And it's the same thing at the end of the day, right? So social media is how you start the journey with somebody. A like, a follow, somebody watching a video, a message is the beginning of that journey with you. Then you gotta do some strategies, put together some effort, like what Jorge is just talking about right now, to get people to come into your list, whether that's a text message list, whether that's an email list. You wanna bring them in your world, because now you can start sending them emails with testimonials, success stories, case studies, what your offers are, how you change people's lives or improve whatever they have going on. Or maybe you have art that you want to sell because you're an artist and you want to show what you're putting together, show them your process and so on. And eventually, some people will buy stuff from you. And that's the magic of building a business. That's what it really, really entails. So what he's talking about right now is something a little bit more like high level, but just know that there are tools out there. There's a tool which is called ManyChat, ManyChat. Raise your hand if you use that tool or you've used it in the past. Okay, well, it's just a tool. It integrates with your Instagram profile, and you can, it's a couple of things that you can press, few buttons, and then it connects with your profile. For example, this one is Natural Slim USA, and I tell it, hey, ManyChat, can you please, whenever somebody comments something on this post, send them a message on Instagram, on their DMs, direct message. If you're super old school, you might not know what a DM is, right? Raise your hand if you don't know what a DM is. It's okay, no embarrassment. What is a DM? Raise your hand, you don't know. Huh? Okay, direct message, okay? It's okay. So we're gonna be like about 1% on the audience, right? So you can connect that post with a tool like ManyChat. By the way, this is what we're here for. We're here to show you what's possible in the marketing world. We're doing these workshops so you understand what you don't know, so you can implement it and get yourself on a path to grow. That's why I put this place in here. So if this is a little overwhelming, just know that, hey, can you guys tell me where's can I get more training on this? Or can I get a procedure for doing this? All of it is available. All of it. I mean, even ManyChat themselves, they have a big YouTube channel in which they educate on how to do these things. Because at the end of the day, they're a software. They're gonna make money if you are able to use the software. So they teach you how to use it. So you take that post and you say, ManyChat, whenever somebody comments on my post, can you please send them a DM and deliver this guide that I promised them? And then ManyChat says, okay, absolutely, yeah. So somebody comments, like they're commenting here nonstop, and then we send them a message, and they become a contact in our world now. So now, I took them out of social media, and I'm building that next level of engagement, and I'm now able to send them emails and messages, so the relationship keeps on nurturing. I can tell you one of the biggest mistakes. Raise your hand if you've done social media marketing before. Raise your hand. Okay. I can guarantee you that most of you have made one major mistake. It is the biggest mistake in the social media game. You have gone straight for the sell. You've gone straight for the sell. You try to generate a product. Raise your hand if you have done that before. That's okay. Like I've done that before, right? Who's here is married? Raise your hand if you're married, okay? Imagine what would have happened, you boys, if you meet your future wife and you say, listen, baby, I got a place just for you and me tonight. On that first night. Picture that for a second. Why do you feel that this is any different? It's not. You got to nurture, just like you had to nurture your partner. It took me a while, I'll tell you that much. Now I got 4 kids. I already won that game, right? I went too deep, right? But especially like, you know, in my culture, Latin American culture, you know, you gotta court your girl, right? Quite a bit. It's a whole process. And before you marry, you better go to the father and be like, I want to marry your wife. Would you let me have her, please? Right? Like
your daughter.
It's,
your daughter.
No, yeah. Hey, that's a different culture, right? I'm not talking about that culture, different one, some other life or something, right? Like, but you go to. This is actually a very cool thing about that culture, particularly the Mexican culture. I'm from Puerto Rico. My wife is Mexican, but on that, it's a big deal still today. You go to the father of your girlfriend and you say, "I want to marry your wife." And this is, I want to marry your daughter, right? I want to marry your daughter. And not all kidding, like if you guys didn't know this, right, about this culture for real, right? Like even before your girlfriend finds out that you want to propose, you go to the father and you say, I'm going to propose. And if they say no, you're in a lot of trouble, all right? The dads usually, they got no choice, right? Because it's like whether I accept willingly or I'm gonna lose the relationship, right? But it's for real. Like this is something that is applicable to the game of business. Like if you're doing advertising on social media, you should be doing advertising to court that potential customer of yours, to get them to fall in love with you before you actually go for the sale. And we're a great example of that in our company, Natural Slim. And AGM, for example, in this company right here, I don't go, like people don't buy at first contact. Like I give them seminars, like I'm doing this, I'm doing webinars. I've been doing social media content for, raise your hand if you've seen some of my content on social media, right? Like, wow, raise your hand if you haven't. Oh my God, I gotta work on that a little bit more. Carly, what's happening? You got people here that didn't know about my social media. They're new, okay, great, well welcome.
Top of the funnel, top of the funnel.
Okay, I gotta keep on doing a better job, right? So, but the point is that I keep on working on the relationship for years and years and years, and it's been 7 years. Some people come to me after 4 years of doing seminars and webinars and watching videos, and they say, Manuel, I never bought anything from you, but I'm ready now. So you gotta know that people are gonna be ready sometimes now, and some people are gonna be ready later. Ideally, you do advertising so you can sustain yourself and stay above water while you build the future. And the social media game, which is what we're talking about, is that future. It really is, because right now, for example, if you know my story, you know that my father was a great content creator. He did content for 10 years. He created over 2,400 videos, but we very sadly lost him in 2021. Almost exactly 3 years ago, 25th of February, 2021, he was no longer with us. And it was the hardest year of my life, the hardest year of his company and his group, because we were a lot of very committed people working for the same purpose. But what we've done is incredible. We immortalized his legacy. And we have done that with his 2,400 videos. And it's been an incredible ride. And the company has skyrocketed. So whatever he may be, whatever beliefs you have, he's very happy and proud of what we've accomplished with what he created. So you use social media to build a future while staying above water. Because when you do that, it really is a shield. Having a following, having people that have been impacted by your content, having a legacy, having information being put out there really does stand the test of time. Because this lives on forever. We have videos that we posted in 2014 that are being discovered right now as we speak. If you go to YouTube, for example, and you search for the word metabolismo, which is our big subject, metabolism, we dominate that first page. You go ahead and try it. I'm talking about pull out your phone and do this, right? A little example over here. Pull out your phone. Okay, let's do a quick little example here. You guys all have cell phones. Don't pretend like you left them at home, because you know you will feel uncomfortable. You would have headaches. You will feel uncomfortable in general. You will be shaking, right? So you have your phone, right? Like, so this is like metabolismo. Search for metabolismo. Go to YouTube and search for metabolismo. Out of 20 results that you get, I guarantee you that half of those results are my father's face. This is what I'm talking about here, planting the flag on a digital world. We planted it. He passed away 3 years ago. And still, on a major word like that, we're discovering people every day. People are discovering us every day, and they're calling us because we planted that flag. That's legacy. That's building something that's generational, that goes beyond one body. When they talk about legacy, passing on something down to a generation, this is a perfect example of that. So if you're not doing this, I'm telling you something. There's not a day go by that I don't think about my dad. But I have his legacy. And because I have his legacy, I have a purpose, and I keep on pushing on that purpose, and it drives us and motivates us, and it inspires me every day. And if you don't know about how important he was, there's a dedication to him in this corner of this building right here, a massive plaque with a picture of me and him. You'll see it as you walk out. You'll see the picture of him there. But he was instrumental to who we are today. But to give you that idea, right, this is the big picture. You want to do something, and you want to start now. Remember this. And we still got some slides to go over, actually quite a bit. I have a history of like sabotaging Jorge's presentation, so I apologize for that. I get inspired. That's my dad. Yeah, I look like him a little bit, right? He was 5'7". I'm almost 6 feet, so he was a little shorter than me. I took the height from my mom. But remember this: everybody starts with one follower. Everybody. So wherever you are right now, my father did 2.4 billion views of his content seen last year without his body being around. 2.4 billion. If you guys are wondering where, like for you that are Latin American people, that you're like, he doesn't have that many followers, right? So we have 3 main brands. three main brands. One of them is called Frank Suarez, and by the way, I detailed this story in my book. Raise your hand if you read my book. Okay, good, thank you. Raise your hand if you have my book and haven't read it yet. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Raise your hand if like you didn't even know I had a book, okay? Okay, that's fine. Well, you guys now know it, you gotta buy it, okay? Frank Suarez, Metabolismo TV. The book is called Marketing Magic. I talk about this story in here because we are self-made and we are 100% self-funded, what they like to call bootstrap every step of the way. We never brought in other investors. We just created it along the way, writing opportunity waves. That's all we did. And I'm gonna break down a little bit more today that process. But our world of content revolves around 3 brands. One of them is Natural Slim. This is an international brand in 9 countries, right? So our biggest brand is in the USA. We service the Latin American population. This is our #1 audience, by far. We have an educational channel. It's called Metabolismo TV. The channel has 9 million subscribers on YouTube and many, many more millions across social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all over the place, podcasts, etc. And then we have the brand, personal brand, Frank Suarez. And he has a lot of views. He has somewhere around 15 million followers on his own name only. And we create content on all 3 of them. And we do something about around 3,000 publications every 30 days. Raise your hand if you follow my dad somehow, okay? Do you see him a lot on social media? Almost like it makes it feel like the guy is still around, right? Yeah. So this is immortalizing. This is a process of creating a legacy. This is something, I can tell you something, my dad was a marketer. Brilliant marketer. I learned some of the basic marketing principles with him. He was obsessed with the subject of marketing because he knew it really meant impact. He understood that with marketing, he could impact. Without marketing, he couldn't. So he said from the beginning, I got to figure out the marketing game. And then that's how we created all the magic together. That the book is called Marketing Magic, right? Like, that's what it's all about. So we do about 3,000 publications a month, and we do somewhere around 200 million views a month. Right, so it's a pretty intense thing that we have going on, but we pay $0 to advertise. 0. I can tell you something, we do advertise, but what I do is that I sell to the audiences consuming our content. That's who becomes my audience. So when I sell to them, I'm not selling to strangers. I already courted them. I already showed them that we have value to give them. I already showed them that our founder was for real and he had a great purpose and a great mission. And because of that, they're more open. So we get thousands of phone calls every day of people calling us with credit cards in their hands saying like, hey, I'm consuming your content, I want to buy whatever you have to offer. And that's the real magic of this social media opportunity, that all of you can start at any time, because this opportunity right now, 2024, I'm telling you, I've been a marketer for a long time now. It's like going back to 2012, what's happening with these platforms. And your ability to get on them and get attention at scale, I haven't seen going back to 2012. So this is where we started our content. 2012 is when we launched our educational content. So it is an opportunity right now, and you're here today because we want to make sure that you wake up to this opportunity and do something about it. Because any of you guys could be the next Dr. Berg, the next Frank Suarez, the next like Manuel Suarez on marketing. It doesn't matter. Whatever your message is, raise your hand if you feel that you have the ability to impact the lives of somebody with your information. Great. So you're slacking off if you're not doing this social media game. Because this is your ability to actually impact other people. This is how we do it, right? So, Jorge?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to follow that. Right?
No, the one thing I was gonna point out about this is all organic too, by the way. So you mentioned that, Manuel mentioned that a little bit. Like most of the stuff that we do is all organic. Sure, we spend some money, but that's mostly on retargeting people that we've already created as a list or as an audience. So there's, and again, this was only in 24 hours, so it's a lot of opportunity. Another thing that we see, trend in marketing for this year, already started last year, but this year is also, moving forward, is the AI trend. I mean, everything has AI. If you go into the, to make an ad, it has AI in there. If, pretty much any of these platforms are using AI for everything. And if you haven't jumped on the ChatGPT thing yet, what's happening? We did, the last workshop I did was all about ChatGPT. So if you missed that one, we can get you a replay somehow. But it was really, really good, and I broke down everything. And one of the things that ChatGPT came out with is called these custom GPTs. Essentially, it's like building your own custom, robot for whatever you want. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can make it for, like this one tells, creates stories for you. You can have it create scripts for you, copy, website coding. I mean, again, it's endless, right? AI can touch everything. But this is definitely one of the things that this year, it started, they just opened up what they call the GPT store. And you can go in there and you can search for anybody else that has already created these custom robots that they're sharing with people, or you can create your own. Again, I went really deep into that in our last workshop, and I even explained how to create this. Super easy.
And they can watch it, right? They can watch it. The replay is available.
The replay is available. You guys definitely got to get that.
So whoever got you confirmed, you can ask them for the replay.
We got you on the list now, as Manuel said.
Yeah.
So
and you're on the list now. Anybody doesn't know what GPT stands for? We'll make sure that we clear that up. Okay, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, what does GPT stand for?
I also went over that, by the way, in that workshop.
So it says generative pre-trained transformer. Okay? Generative pre-trained transformer. It's a type of artificial intelligence. Let me go on. It's a type of artificial intelligence model designed to understand and generate human-like text based on the input it receives. So I'm not satisfied with the answer. I'm going to say, give me an answer like I'm a 5-year-old. And let's see what it says. By the way, we have a lot of training on this. Again, all you got to do is ask. Like, we have free training and we have advanced paid training. Anybody here was in our paid mastermind that we did? Wasn't that awesome? It was. It was? We're going to do another one, more advanced, in the next couple of months. Okay, let's see the 5-year-old answer. GPT is like a smart robot that can read and write stories or answer questions. Kind of like a magical book that talks to you. Okay?
Alexa.
Yeah?
Alexa.
There you go. Yeah? I mean, the things that you can do with this, like right now I'm actually creating images and I'm building slide presentations, because this tool right here allows you to do everything. And data analysis, research. I can tell you something, it's my favorite lawyer, like estate planning, accountant, medical. Like when I have symptoms, I go in there and I say exactly what I have, and he'll tell me. It is a can of worm by definition.
Yeah.
That is like pretty massive. So the ability to do more in less time. If you guys remember there's some people here that are older than me. Remember the Doogie Howser show? Right? Yeah? So what made him special? Anybody want to tell me what made Doogie so special? The ability to learn. Forget about he knew everything. The ability to learn. You have a book right here. This is the book that you guys have to buy, okay? By the way. Who said already have? Okay, great. Appreciate it. It's Margaret, right? I recognize you. A real follower right there. Love seeing you. So listen, this book right here, how long would it take Doogie Howser to read it? Come on, did you watch the show?
I watched the show.
I know. No. 2 minutes. Like, it was actually fiction, right? It was fiction. It's no longer fiction. Because I can take, and again, just still buy my book, please. All right? But it might be too early for this. It might not be here yet. But I can ask ChatGPT, can you tell me what are the top 10 business books in the year 2023? And it'll give you a list. And I'll be like, okay, give me that first one. Give me the top highlights of it. Okay, great. What is the best takeaway on that book? It'll give you the whole thing. So you can become a Doogie Howser now, right?
Yeah.
The reason why he was so powerful and made so much money and he was so like good at what he did was because of the knowledge he had. That's it. So when you have the ability that you have right now at your fingertips of acquiring information at a pace that was not possible to any other person not named Doogie Howsar, it tells you how big the opportunity is. It's up to you whether you guys capitalize on it or not. I'm capitalizing on it. I'm learning every day. I'm becoming a master on things that it's just insane. You guys ask me, and also, you know what's the other thing? I look smarter to my kids now because my kids ask me questions that I used to be like blank and be like, hey, let's just go ahead and Google it. I'm like, by the time that they ask me, I'm already searching and I give them an intelligent answer. And I look so smart to them. So again, there's a lot of power to having so much at your fingertips that most of us still take for granted. It's just one little piece of what you can do with this technology. Like right now, there's people building brands that you can build an entire homepage for your website in a minute, given some bullet points. You can write an email sequence of 15 emails in 10 minutes. You can write like entire codes for like software in like 10 minutes. You can do things that simply were not possible before. And that's part of what the opportunity is. And you should make it a point to learn about this technology every day. If you guys have seen on social media, there's a lot of crazy things happening right now with your ability to use artificial intelligence for content. I am now, for example, taking my content and I'm launching a new channel and I'm launching it in many, many, many languages at the same time. So it's not just about national, it's about going international. I'm speaking many languages now. It's crazy. It's pretty crazy. You saw my video on this?
Is to learn 5 new languages.
Watch.
First week of January, and I already learned 5 new languages. I want to hear your thoughts. Check it out. Marketing. Stimmt. Verkaufen. Lassen Sie mich sagen, ich verkaufe gut, weil ich daran glaube. 32 taon na ang nakalipas. Pangarap lang noon. Ngayon, pindutin ang button. Kahanap mo muna. 15 anni fa, non potevamo premere pulsanti e catturare l'attenzione senza dolore. 私は合理的でない。必要なことを文句割りする。何かできないと受け入れない。私は理由を説明する人を受け入れません。जो कुछ भी है वह कुछ नहीं है जिसके पास इन पूर्वजों में से कोई नहीं है इन उत्कृष्ट लोगों के पास जो हमारे चारों ओर हैं दा विंची के विश्व के सोक्रेटिस कभी ऐसा नहीं था.
By the way, I know you speak Italian, so don't judge me, okay? Because I already found an error in the Italian translation. I found it. So it's who's Italian? Who speaks Italian? Not bad, right? I found an error.
But it gets you like 95% of the way there.
It translated one word incorrectly. I already have a workaround for that. Because if you give the tool that I'm using just the entire video, I can give them a 20-minute video, and 5 minutes later, I got whatever language I want in my voice. You understand how crazy that is? Did that sound like me? That's my voice. It's insane. It's gonna get better. Like right now, you can see that my mouth is kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
In a year, you're not gonna see that. In a year, it's gonna look like I'm a German dude talking to the camera, right? So it literally is just the beginning. It is the wild,
At least you'll
wild
sound like
west.
it. I don't know about look like
it. It
it.
is an early stage of this technology. I found an error in the Italian one. Somebody pointed it out. And I'm like, wow, that's true. It translated a word incorrectly. And the solution is simple. Instead of like just giving it the whole video, you get the transcript, and then you approve a transcript by somebody that speaks the language, and then you upload a transcript. So it just adds one extra step, and then you get a perfect translation. But it's pretty much perfect already, so it's incredible. And that's part of the 2024 opportunities that you have artificial intelligence. To forget about just going to one language. You can go everywhere. And instead of having 200 million people, why not have 8 billion people have access to? You see, opportunities. That's what it's all about.
Another cool thing about the ChatGPT feature that came out is you can, and now I like to say it has eyes and ears. So you can talk to it and it talks back to you. It has a camera feature so you can take pictures or upload your pictures and it analyzes what it is and then gives you feedback on that. Depending on, like, let's say you take a picture of your house or something that's like, help me create a landscape design or whatever, it'll come back in 10 seconds or less with that. That's the paid version.
$20.
It's $20 a month.
You gotta pay $20. If you don't pay $20 a month, ChatGPT-4, right? Like if you and again, there's a lot of third-party tools that are leveraging ChatGPT. just stick with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
This is a company that Microsoft invested $11 billion on. You stick with them. Everybody's using what they have going on. There's everybody else trying to copy them. It's like Tesla on the vehicles, on electric vehicles. Everybody's trying to catch up. Everybody's trying to catch up to ChatGPT right now. This is the way it is. So you will stick with them. If you want to have the most advanced version, pay them $20. $20 a month is going to cost you, right? And that way you're not going to be limited to what you can get access to. Quickly.
Was that video done with the audio that you did the translation? Was that with
ChatGPT?
No. I have another tool. Ask me afterwards and I'll tell you, okay? I don't want to keep on opening up cans of worms. Because these cans of worms are like massive cans of worms. You don't know what you don't know. There's so much opportunity. All you got to do is keep on doing this. You show up in a place that's going to keep on showing you a little piece at a time. And you can implement that, because then otherwise it becomes a jungle and you end up doing nothing, right? Like, so you got to make sure that you take one thing and you do it. And that's how you start winning, all right? Go.
Let's go. The next thing that is actually already here is the future of VR, these goggles. Trust me, I have a video. Check this out.
Did you?
Check this out.
I'm not ready for it
I don't know
yet.
if you guys have seen this like on social media already in the last 2 weeks or so.
I'll go scuba diving with that. I'll go scuba diving.
It's already out. People are already out and about wearing it on the street, walking around and stuff. Check this out, okay?
Let's see.
Check this out.
I'll show you a couple more things. Got the messages again. Got music set up here. Big screen TV set up on my wall. Gordon Ramsay showing me how to cook above the stove. Notes right here for some groceries. Can walk around freely. Here's what it looks like when it's on. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, hey, catch.
Thank you. And as we walk around the house, everything stays pinned exactly where we left it.
It's pretty cool.
And then what was the real? I couldn't see the real one though.
What do you mean the real?
The real world. Or
No,
was
you're seeing the real world. That's the thing. Like the goggles, you can see right here what's going on, but you can pin the videos to wherever you want. You can stretch them out and make it as big as you want. Watch your football and whatever. It's pretty cool.
How am I making money with it? How am I making money? Because this is a money-making workshop.
Hey, soon everybody here in the agency is going to be with their goggles. We're going to be working on 50 different screens.
We're going to run a different event called Fun Having Workshop. Right? Fun Having Workshop.
But this is definitely a trend that I do see happening faster than I thought it was. I thought this was way out in the future,
Crazy.
But it's already being implemented. Okay, so we're gonna get to now the really, really good stuff. So why marketing magic? Why you guys need to pay attention to this book and to the philosophies of marketing that Manuel goes over into it. Number one, it's a number one bestseller on Amazon, but in the internet marketing category. So, it's up there with the best of the best books. In fact, it was number one. Like I said, it's the number one spot. So
pride for the Latin people. Who's proud as a Latin person that we got? Yeah, that's cool, huh? We got Latinos, Latino
right.
power.
This is what we've been able to accomplish with, what Manuel goes over in the book. This puts it into perspective for you, okay? So the channel that he was talking about, the YouTube channel Metabolismo TV, generates on average more views each month than every one of these combined. Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Kimmel, the Grammys, even the Super Bowl. This channel is generating 209 million views every single month.
Unreal.
It
really is. It really is.
Pretty cool, right?
And the point is like the opportunity, right? Like these are all traditional media, like massive traditional media. A Super Bowl event, of course, coming up next weekend. The Grammys, the Jimmy Kimmel, Saturday Night Live, and so on. So to have a self-made brand like that have so much attention and impact, it's just right place, right time, guys. Right place, right time. Obviously, my father was a content unicorn. He was a great communicator. He had this ability to communicate. It was very special. That was very helpful. Without that, we don't do this. But we were also at the right place in the right time. Right? So when you have those things combined, then you can ride these opportunity waves.
Yeah, just one video alone has 35 million views in
This
total.
is organic, 100% organic. 35 million views on YouTube on one video, which by the way, if you didn't know this, YouTube views are different than TikTok views. A TikTok view is, it shows up on your feed, it's a view. On YouTube, you have to look at the TV or the phone for 30 seconds. I mean, picture the difference, right? 0, just an impression is a view on TikTok. Instagram, 3 seconds, and Facebook, 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3 is a view. YouTube is 30 full seconds. Otherwise, it's not considered a view. So YouTube views are on its own category.
Yeah.
So this video right here has brought a lot of business to us.
Okay, so this is, again, you mentioned this, we took all the brands, the 3 brands that he put on the board. So those are the 3 categories across all the different platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. This is what our total followers look like. And like he was saying, Manuel was saying, we went from 19 million to 32.5 million followers across everything. Why so much explosion? Well, what's going on? Well, that's, some of the things that, some of the strategies that we go over in the book of how we get this attention. And not only that, how do we funnel it into, our websites, build our lists, things like that. If you look at the total views, again, everything combined, we went from 810 million to 2.3 billion total views.
Let's round it up to 2.4.
2.4, I like that.
It's closer, all right? It's just a rounding basics.
That's
okay?
right.
2.4 billion views of our content. Absolutely unreal. Now, what happened with that? Is that like a cool metric, coach? Is that like, oh my God, look at me, how many views do I got? And look at the mirror and be like, I'm so special? Or does that convert to something?
It converts to something, of course. And number one, you can launch, again, that's the attention. What are you going to do with this attention? How do you funnel it? One of the ways that we do is we created a webinar. That's where we capture the lead. So you have all these people paying attention to you on social media, but you don't control them. You don't know how to communicate to them whenever you want. So you have to get them out of there and get them into your own world that you do control. And that's something like a webinar, or you somehow you got to get their email and their phone numbers from them. We were able to, this is just last year, we were able to produce 41,000 leads just from this one webinar. We have other funnels, but just from this one, 41,000 leads. In the USA alone, that was 22,000 there.
Yeah.
So that's what you do with it. That's what you do with the attention. You got to get it out of there.
But still, is that enough, right? Like, let me move forward to that particular slide right there. So obviously you can see how we can keep on creating on this. Did you have the other slide, or are we moving into? Yeah, we want to. Yeah. I have a graph that is not here, Coach. That you know which one? The one that shows. I asked you to blur out.
Yes,
did you take it out?
I have it towards a little bit after this.
Okay, good. Okay, so obviously the name of the game is attention.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know marketing, you don't know how to convert that attention into revenue. There's a lot of influencers out there that have millions of views and they're broke. And the reason they don't have any money is because they don't know how to market. They don't know how to put together a product, an offer, or a service. They have a weakness in that area, which without it, you're not gonna be able to monetize. So attention is the name of the game. But if you don't know how to capture that attention to convert it into revenue, then you lose, right?
And this is one of the ways that we do it. All those audiences, I mentioned it earlier, we do spend money on retargeting some of the, we also do it organically, but that's where you want to spend the money. It's somebody that's already seen your videos, they've already been educated, they've already been exposed to your brand, especially, several times. Now we send them into Shopify, and that's where, we make the sales happen. That's where we make the, what's that?
This one is paid.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll do organic promotions here and there. We try to really.
This one's organic and this one's paid.
We try to really promote value, and more value, and more value. And then we'll throw in an offer, right?
Yeah.
And then when we want to sell, we intentionally go and create an advertising campaign, and we do something called retargeting, which these platforms, they all give you the ability to retarget them. Mm-hmm. By the way, I am actually doing a lot of training recently. I'm about to launch a new channel next month in which I cover all these basics. So I'm making it a big priority to educate you guys and everybody on, it's actually called Manuel Suarez Marketing. Like it's going to be a standalone channel that all I do is educate on all these principles that are very important, like a marketing degree. And I'm doing that. So that's coming up shortly. I'm actually going to do a big party to celebrate it. Anybody here was in the Marketing Magic book launch? Raise your hand in our book launch. It was a heck of a party. I brought in one of the best influencers, motivational speakers in this world. Les Brown had a great party, great celebration, music, and we celebrated. Margaret, you were here? Were you here? Oh, you missed it? Okay. All right. I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you.
We got to do another one.
We had hundreds of people here. We had a great party. Les Brown came and celebrated with us. You can actually watch that on YouTube. It's online. If you search for Les Brown, Manuel Suarez, you'll find out the book launch party that we did. It was actually incredible. It really was. And I'm going to do something similar for this launch of this new educational content channel, because I'm going to do this in many languages. And I'm going to do this like a big deal. It hasn't been done before. And I'm dead serious about creating an impact. And I want you guys to be a part of this, because it's going to inspire you to hopefully do something else, right? Like, Carly, are you making, like, what's going on? Carly's worried about, like, because she has to plan it, right? She has to plan it, right? Yeah, this is my official announcement that I'm putting together a party for this, okay? It's my official announcement. So the point is that there is a lot of things that you need to learn about. For example, as we do content, if I put a video out there and Jorge watches it, I not only know that he watched it, I know how much of it he watched. So for example, my top audiences for my father's content are the ones that watch 75% of those videos. And I say to them, hey, I know you watched my video. Because you see, what's the difference between somebody, let's say that a video is 4 minutes long. 4 minutes is a lot of time. If somebody watched 3 minutes of it, are they the same prospect as somebody that watched 3 seconds of it? So why would I talk to them all the same? Does that make sense? So if you know these things, you can create a segment. And it's literally something that you can press a few buttons. And you can say, hey, I want to talk to people that watch 75% of this video. Can you let me talk to them? And Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all these platforms, they operate the same way. They'll build your little audience and they say, yeah, you can talk to them. You just give me some money and I'll let you talk to them. So you give me some money, right? Like, by the way, Facebook is in the business of selling you advertising spots. Same as YouTube. That's how they survive, right? Facebook just had a record-breaking number this last week. They're breaking records in this economy. They're a $1 trillion company now, like absolutely crushing it. They depend on people like you and me, advertising, right? So I can go and talk to these people and say now, hey, thank you for watching my video. By the way, we have a program to help you lose weight, and it's called the Natural Slim Personal Program. I can actually have you talk to one of my consultants for free and give you an evaluation. Would you be interested in getting one evaluation? So now I'm talking to somebody that has watched that video of my dad talking about our brand. Do you think that's going to be more effective than if I talk to somebody that has never seen me before?
Yeah.
This is what the world really is about in this social media marketing game, okay? And that's what you want to learn. You want to learn these basics that you might not know, which are the opportunity in the marketing game.
So that's what we've been able to build with everything that Manuel just said, and plus everything that's in the book, right? I wanted to grab some content out of the book to share with you guys. I mean, there's many, many more, pieces of golden nuggets is what we call them. But one of them that Manuel talks about is defining your superpower. So everybody you see here is, very successful. They have a ton of attention. Well, what did they do? They tapped into something that Manuel goes over called the superpower, which is defined as that one-of-a-kind skill or magic that you bring, making you stand out in the crowd. Think of it as your secret weapon to help others with your product or your service. Like, what is it that you have that special skill, something different, and that's what you want to be sharing with the world on social media, and it helps you stand out. Okay? What is marketing? The execution of your strategy that will promote the branding and that superpower. So if you know how to do that with some of the stuff that we go over here, how do you make sure that you get that reach? How do you make sure you get that attention? That's what marketing is, implementing that strategy there. Okay, so another thing that we go over in the book is opportunity waves. So there's times like I mentioned earlier, TikTok, is blowing up. AI is another opportunity. Facebook, when it first started, Manuel jumped on it and started doing the ads on there, and we started getting a lot of attention. ManyChat, all these things, like there's always something that's happening, and then it's like a wave. Everybody jumps on it, and it works even better, and then eventually it dies out, right? But you got to jump on it at the very beginning. So one of the things that Manuel, I'll let you go over your story, right?
Oh, wow. I didn't see that.
You didn't know I was going to bring this up?
I didn't see this.
Yeah.
I didn't approve this image.
So in the chapter where you go over the opportunity waves, you go over your story. So if you want to share your story real quick about, it started in 2008. This is the house that the bank said somehow you qualify for, even though I don't know how you qualified for this one.
Did you find that picture on Google or what?
Yeah, I did.
Huh? You did. It didn't look this pretty. So
no, I couldn't find the original one.
This is actually here. 1654 Palmetto Street. Okay? Wow. Clearwater. I came from Mexico City, 2006. Pregnant wife, 7 months pregnant, came in, moved in, no degree, no marketing career. I didn't know what marketing meant. I didn't know what the word marketing meant at that point. I barely graduated high school. I didn't know much of anything. I had worked with my church for a long time. So I had to kind of restart, reinvent myself and figure out, okay, what am I going to do? And 2007, I get a job, making okay money. And then something happened around that time. You remember 2007? Yeah?
2008.
Honestly, raise your hand. Did you lose a house 2007, 2008? Okay? Yeah. So we can go really deep here and start crying and bring violins, right? Like, anybody went bankrupt? All right. So 2007, right? I was working in a place. I'm going to spare the specific details of it. But I walk in. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, by definition, paycheck to paycheck, okay? The reason why I'm living paycheck to paycheck is because I wanted the American dream, just like a lot of people just want the American dream. I went to a bank. I'm gonna throw them under the bus. Bank of America, okay? And I say, I got no money. I got no bank account, by the way. Can you help me with checking account? I got no credit. Could you lend me some money? And they said, sure.
Can you sign? Yes, okay.
Do you have any evidence that you can succeed in life? And I'm like, nope. Absolutely no evidence. I have a desire to succeed. Does that count for something? Sure, what do you want to buy? And I said, I want to buy a house. How much is it worth? How much does it cost? $200,000. 2007, right? And I said, let's go, I'll take it. No down payment? Oh my God, good, because I didn't have any, right? Like, great. Where do I sign? So here we go. I inherited a $2,000 a month mortgage. I couldn't afford it, okay? Back in the day, they used to even give you 2 mortgages. A small one and a big one. Remember that? Okay. One of them was $1,500, the other one was $500.
Yeah.
I definitely could not afford it. I was excited. I was raising a new family. I had a beautiful baby boy that was just born. Some people here know me from that era, back in the day. Right? Got a couple people that know me here. One day I go to this place to go get my check, and they cut my pay in half. And you know what that means when you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? Okay, so I'm like, okay, so what are we gonna do, right? They were entitled to, because it was almost like a contracted job. So it wasn't like they didn't have them in a salary. So they cut it in half, and it is what it is. This is the economy right now. Things are falling apart, like something I can do for you. So I'm done, right? Like it's over. And that's in that little house right here. The house is still right there. You guys can drive in between Keene and Clearwater, between Keene and Highland. It's Palmetto. When you go around a little roundabout.
School right over here.
That's when I actually moved into my in-laws' house for a few months until Bank of America was very nice and approved a loan for me. They're very, very friendly about it. So they gave me the loan, and I moved into this house, and it was great. I mean, you got to hang out in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, we both got into trouble during those years, and I lived there with Manuel too.
How nice of me! A broke dude took on another broke dude. Right?
I know.
How special could I be, right? Like, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Everybody, you raise your hand if you're broke. Come in. Let's go, right? Let's go.
He's like, can you pay?
That's how they met each other, right? Any similarity with reality is only coincidence, all right? Only coincidence, right?
So then fast forward a little bit from that, right?
This is, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into my last story.
No.
All right, what are you trying to do to me, bro? I did not plan this.
No, so from here, and you got with your dad.
Yeah, so that picture before, like it's, I went to Texas for another opportunity. I kept on looking for opportunities, right? Like, so I never gave up. Like, by the way, seriously, like, it doesn't matter what the world throws at you. The people that are real winners, they just keep going. I'm not gonna be in a corner crying. I'm gonna get out there and figure out what's next. Let's go, okay? Oh, that one fell apart. All right, let's go. Oh, this one didn't work out. Okay, let's go. Cry for a little bit, pick yourself up, go, right? That's how you win. So this all, like, I'm so lucky, right? Whoa, right? So opportunity doors open. Again, I did not go over these slides, Jorge, so thank you for this.
So this is when you got started with your dad, and now...
This is this is actually 2 years into our content channel already.
Exactly.
In Metabolismo TV. This is 2014 now. This little kid right here, this is Adrian. Some of you guys know him. Raise your hand if you know Adrian. Right? He's 17 years old now. This is 2014, 10 years ago. He was 10 years old, give or take.
And this is when you did your first live?
So this is like,
right?
This is 2014. I'm all excited. I'm building my dad's social media. We're doing great. The company's going and we're expanding and like, still like a little small piece of what we are today. But we're like, we're winning. Let's go, right? 2 years into the content. And I called my dad and I said, Dad, there's a new thing happening right now. It's live streaming on YouTube. Right? We can start doing YouTube Live. And he got on a plane and he went to Texas to my house, and we started the era of live content on social media. And that was a big opportunity wave, which I'm going to show you very quickly in a minute. I think the slides are here, right?
Yeah.
Of our marketing history.
Yes.
So you get to see what that looked like for a company that does 9 digits a year now.
Yeah, because it was the
born
whole,
from nothing, right?
The evolution of that.
Yeah.
But when you went live and you started building that YouTube channel, and you started applying this called the primary strategy, that's when you guys,
That's right.
That's when things really started taking off. So the primary strategy talks about providing value to the world around us remains forever the strongest strategy for both personal and business growth.
These are, by the way, these are quotes. If you're wondering, these are quotes from the book.
Correct.
Right? Like, this is part of what is inside that book.
Yes. So tried and tested repeatedly, this strategy stands the test of time because it's rooted in delivering genuine value without any hidden agenda, which you've talked about already. You got to provide value first. That's how you gain the trust, and it becomes so much easier to get that conversion from people, whether it's buying your product, signing up for your service, or whatever. Okay?
So this is the social media strategy. This is it. In the social media game, you want to win. Raise your hand if you know Dr. Berg. Okay, Dr. Berg has won at a very high level because he executed on this. I can tell you, nobody considers him a salesperson. He's a person dedicated to his mission of delivering his value and giving his information away. And he's built a very successful brand that I've seen and I've helped him build for the last 7 years or so. And it's incredible. But he's built on that. My father, same thing. Myself. The success of this marketing company, same thing. This is something that we have rinsed and repeated over and over and over again. And I can tell you one thing, it is absolutely never overnight. It's never overnight. I don't know how far away the slides that I'm going to cover are.
Like after this, so there's 8 points to the primary strategy. I'm just going to read them off real
Okay,
quick.
he's
This
gonna
comes
read them
straight,
really quickly, but-
comes straight from the book. I just wanted to give you guys something that comes straight from here so you can see, again, but this is the primary strategy. And then Manuel gets really deep into each one of these points. But number one, you got to find out what your superpower is. We already defined what we mean by that, right? Number two, you got to start creating valuable content to share your knowledge and your message with the world. Focus on helping others. Number three, use existing channels to share your content, meaning, TikTok's not around, fine. Whatever the next thing is, or whatever is working, that's, use everything that's available to you as far as a social media channel, or an email or an SMS to, deliver your message. Number four, commit to creating and posting consistently. That is very, very important. So it's better to be consistent than, to try to put up a bunch of volume on one day. It's, keep it consistent. Number five, ramp up your efforts by creating and posting even more content and as many platforms as you can. You want to be everywhere. You want to be omnipresent. You want to add fuel to the fire by investing in ads that push your content out even further. I have some example about that. You want to start building your list through lead generation strategies. And then number eight, present your product or service only to those who have benefited from your superpower via your content. So we went over this. So you have your audiences that they've been watching your content. There's a way to segment them and now only talk to them about your products and your service, and you get a lot more sales out of it because they're educated. They're already branded to your brand. Yep?
Yep.
All right. So this is just a visual of how this breaks down so you can visualize it. So you have your primary content. So this is your videos that are your YouTube videos, let's say, or maybe you have a podcast, something that is a little bit longer than a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We're talking about maybe 5 to 15 minutes or longer is better.
The length is less important. The value is what matters.
Yes.
You could be talking for 45 minutes. If the value is there, the value is there. So don't be worried about how long it is. Like this is all broken down in the book, by the way. And this is something that we're going to talk to you guys in a moment about an opportunity to help you execute on this. Because I know a lot of you, raise your hand if you understand the power of social media. Raise your hand. Okay, good. All right. People in the back, are you guys listening? I just want to make sure that I'm measuring the audience. I'm watching you guys. Raise your hand if you understand the real power of social media. Do it again, please. Okay, good, great. So raise your hand if you really believe that you are underperforming on social media. Underperforming, okay? Great. So
He raised it really high.
Right, like that. So if we understand those things, that it's all about finding the correct help and the right formula, whatever. So we have an opportunity that we're gonna talk about in a moment for you guys to be a part of our world and let us help you. Because there's faces here that I have seen over and over again for a couple of years. And maybe you have not been able to move forward on the strategies that I talk about. Raise your hand if you're one of those. You keep on coming up, you keep on showing up, but you walk out and things don't change, right? And we gotta change things. Change is necessary for us to succeed. You're not going anywhere. You can keep on coming up to education, but if you don't implement, why are you even here? I wanna see you guys start going, right? You should all walk out of here with a decision. You know what? I understand the power of this opportunity. I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna stop dreaming about it and I'm gonna start doing it. Let's go. Because I believe in what I can accomplish. I believe in my message. I believe in what I can do. I mean, Margaret, you are a great example. I did a seminar 6 years ago and you just went heavy and you started doing some big things. And you started communicating and going crazy with the stuff. And I see you. I really do see you. And I know you try to message me all the time and stuff. I'm working on it, all right? I'm working on it. But I see you here and I'm happy because I know you executed, right? You got the message, you stood up, and you went to work. And that's how winners are made.
And I have a client that's on the Zoom.
There you go. And so now he's going to be my client. This is my Zoom. He's going to be a client, right? It's all an ecosystem, guys, an ecosystem. But seriously, right, I mean it. The reason why I'm here today, I spent 30-something years not really being very successful, enough that I could be proud of myself. And then something changed. I got it learning, studying, figuring things out. and combining that with work. And that's where you guys need to like, so I want you guys to start walking out of here with a commitment to start doing something, and just know that you only are competing against yourself. It doesn't matter what, oh my God, I'm never gonna be like Dr. Berg. Come on, like, might as well not do anything, right? Like, stop comparing yourself with anybody else out there and just do. Even if you go 55 miles an hour, 55 miles, speed limit, you're fine, but you gotta do something. You gotta do, all right? This is basically what we talk about, our social media omnipresent strategy. When you see that I post 3,000 times for my father, but he's no longer around, how am I doing that? I can promise you something. It's not AI. We don't use AI for my father at all. We take his content, we call it primary content, and we make it into thousands of pieces. A podcast, a reel, a story on Instagram, an article, a quote card. We take a quote that he said on the video, which is like, metabolism can be repaired if you put attention to the right elements of your body. Boom, that becomes a quote with a picture of Frank. And we just do a lot of that. Non-stop creation. Because we understand the laws of the game. We have a great product, we have a great service. In order for us to sell it, what do we need? All right, what media has more attention than anything else out there combined? Social media, period. All these giants, news stations, ABC, CBS, they dream about the attention that Facebook has. They think about maybe one day we can get attention like that. They just reported 3.5 billion active people on one of their platforms.
Wow.
Whether Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp. That's literally 90% of the internet, by the way. In case you didn't know this, the world has 8-something billion. Only half of them have access to the internet. We take it for granted because we live in this great country. But there's a lot of people on this planet that don't even have access to this thing that we use every day. Out of the 4 billion on the planet, 4 billion that have internet, Facebook has 90% of them. It's incredible, absolutely incredible, right? None of these news media, radios, television would ever even get close to that. And we have access to that. And we can use it and press a few buttons, right? So my job is like, when I wrote this book, I first of all wanted to wake you up to the opportunity, make you realize, oh my God, wow, if my grandparents, there's actually a chapter called If My Grandpa Were Alive Today. It's literally what it's called, right? Because I thought about it. He was an entrepreneur. And I told a story about it. He used to work his butt off trying to get people to walk into his toy store. And he had to like do flyers and like door to door. And now we can press buttons and just go to social media. And you guys are not doing it? Come on, man. And you have a business that needs more attention? Who here can sell more products and services if they had attention? Raise your hand. So you see how much you're slacking off, right? Like, it is an opportunity. In the year 2045, we're going to be talking about what happened in this era, because now it's really crowded and you should have done more and you didn't listen to me. Man, and now we have regret, right? Like, so I'm telling you guys, it is an opportunity. It doesn't matter what your product and service is. It all needs attention of humans. It doesn't matter if you have a dog treat brand. At the end of the day, the dog is not making a decision to buy your dog treats. You still need the humans to pay attention. And they're there, right? So that's what we do. We take the long videos.
Yep, and then we convert them into clips, just like the other image was showing. There's just another way of visualizing this. Turn it into a blog, turn it into a podcast, quote cards, clips, and now you're omnipresent. You're everywhere, all at the same time. Another thing that we talked about, part of the 8 steps, invest in the best. That was one of the steps. What does that mean? You look over your content once you started posting everything, right? So, and you can go into, Facebook has this, it's called the business suite, or your page will tell you, you have insights, they give you data, right? you can go to see under reach, you can sort it by the one that got you the most reach. You can sort it from top to bottom. So now we know maybe this one got us a lot of reach. Okay, this one got us a lot of reach. That's where I want to invest a little bit of money into. Facebook, Instagram, they already did the survey part, and they already put it out to customers or your audience, and they reacted to it. So we already know what's working. That's where you put the money behind if you wanted to boost that, right? That's one strategy, but that's one of the steps. Invest in the best, okay? Build your list. That's another thing that we talked about. I showed you how we were doing that with this. This is what it looks like inside that software, that ManyChat software, where once somebody comments, I'm having the automated conversation going on, and a lot of people they just give them whatever, let's say type the keyword book or whatever, I'm going to send you the link. They'll just give them the link and that's it. No, you want to engage them with a conversation. And then from here, it's kind of hard to see, but I have 39% click-through rate. 39% of the people are going to my website to buy something. I give them something for free, but then I also offer the link to go to the Shopify store, or the link to go to Amazon, or wherever you want to send them, okay?
Is that where you get their email also?
You get their email, you can get their phone number, and then send them to the website. You can play around with this strategy, but
I'll take that one.
yes.
Okay, so last section. All right, so I wanted you to understand a roadmap, like a long-term roadmap. And again, we have 97 people on the stream. You guys are awesome. Thank you for sticking with us tonight and being here. Hundreds of people are here. How cool is that? The roadmap that we've been on, you can see here, I actually went to Puerto Rico last week to do a corporate event with the executives of our company, 25 of the best executives of the company. We flew out there. I took one of my partners, Tom Cummins. We took a speaker, Les Brown, and it's just like basically planning the year, right? And I had to put together a presentation to show our executives what we've accomplished in the 2023 year and what has it been like over the last decade or so. And I thought that this was important to share with you, just so you understand how lucky, quote unquote, I have been, and also how overnight success I have also been, right? Like, because it looks like that sometimes. You see that and you're like, wow, man, look at this guy, right? Like, he's probably got so lucky. Who knows what he inherited, like, wealth-wise, and maybe he found gold brick bars, and like, who knows, right? Like, my God. But when you look at it, it was a great religious experiment for me, because I had to go back and be like, what are the things that brought us here today? This is a company that's incredible. Like, the company is built on this legacy. It's a dream what we've accomplished. We're built on this social media era of opportunity. How did we get here? So I actually I created a timeline of everything that you see here on this timeline are decisions that were made, moments that I created on that built what we are today. Everything that you can create in the future starts with a decision that you make today. You understand that? It's incredibly empowering. It is absolutely incredible. None of this happens. This building is not here unless I visualize it. And the same thing applies to you. This building right here, about 2 years ago, was an actual warehouse with a very high ceiling and really rough floors. And I visualized it. So much so that I actually had a Christmas party here. Who here was in a Christmas party? Who here was in this Christmas party? Nesto? Not enough of you? Right? Like, no, not you, Carlos. Not you. Not yet. Not yet. Christmas party was about 3 years ago. And I walked in and I said, my wife told me, Manuel, let's not do a Christmas party on the warehouse. There's nothing there. And I'm like, well, it's going to be us. And I'm a little stubborn. She knows that. So we actually got some inflatables. And we got some, it was like Krusty the Snowman, and like we got like Santa Claus and all this weird stuff, right? And we put a table and we had a party. We had some music. And I said, guys, this is the future. And then we started creating towards that. So you see, this is a product of decisions made. All of it. So your success is dependent on your own decision. I'm not trying to give you a motivational seminar. I'm telling you that you have the power to create your own future. All you got to start doing is making some decisions. So this story of a company that does 9 digits a year, from the ground up, from people that were both bankrupt, both my dad and I were both bankrupt. How do we get to here? So decisions made. First of all, over here in 2007, I said, Dad, my wife and I brought my dad around this bankruptcy, around this era in which we lost the house, and we said, let us build Natural Swim over here in the USA. He said yes. He gave us $10,000. That was the initial investment. Started working. 2010, got a distributor for a book. First big moment, right? Somewhere around 1,000 phone calls. 999 no's. Something that Les Brown said to us last week. Every no is one step closer to a yes. I did 999 no's. And then I got a company called New Leaf Distribution. And they said, yes, I'll take your dad's book. Great, send us some copies. And then we started getting in Barnes & Nobles, Borders, and we started because we're self-published. So that started that journey. 2012, we made the move to YouTube. And we started getting my dad to do content, videos every week. He was a great communicator, great seminarist. That was the birth of our channel, 2012, March 16, 2012 to be specific. 2013, Facebook started becoming a thing. Started getting our content on Facebook. I started taking my dad's videos and posting them on Facebook. 2014, you guys heard about Amazon? Heard about it, right? In 2014, this dude right here comes to me and my wife and says, oh, you know that you can sell your products on Amazon? And I'm like, what? Are you telling me that things that are being sold on Amazon are not sold by Amazon themselves? It's not all Amazon? And they said, no. He said, no, it's third-party sellers. Wow, opportunity. I'm like, incredible. People did not know that. Many people today still don't know they're not buying from Amazon. Can you believe that? They feel Amazon is the brand. It's incredible, right? So at that moment, I realized that. So we started creating our products on Amazon. Great moment right there. 2015, you guys saw the picture right there. The era of YouTube and Facebook Lives began. 2016, Dr. Berg hires me. And we start working for Dr. Berg. And then I'm like, Dad, we have a problem. You're doing 4 videos. Dr. Berg is doing 14. This is not gonna work, Dad. I need you to bump it up a little bit. And I had a conversation with him and he said, yeah, okay, fine, let's do it. Let's do 7. Let's do 7. I'll do half of what Dr. Berg is doing. So the pressure, right, of the example, because it's not like we wanted to be like Dr. Berg. We were actually growing faster than Dr. Berg. We really were growing faster. That's why he hired me. Because he saw what we were doing and he's like, can you guys do what you're doing for your dad, for me? He didn't have a Facebook page that was doing anything. He didn't have an Instagram profile. I created his Instagram. He didn't have a podcast. He didn't have any of that. I created all of that for him. He had his YouTube channel going back to 2008. Dr. Berg had a channel already for like 8 years when he hired me. He had 100,000 subscribers when he hired me. But because of his 14 videos a week, I got my dad to start giving me 7 videos a week. And that's the primary content. I thought about that the other day on this presentation. I said, wow, if I don't have that, look at that, I'm like, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna get him to do, it's a lot of work. He's the president of the company, he has to work hard. I'm still gonna talk to him. If I don't have that conversation, I would be 700 videos short today. And he was gone 3 years ago. So imagine the impact that one conversation had. 700 more videos were created because he started creating 7 videos a week that moment. Moments in time determine your future. Specific moments and decisions in time. So 2016, we have a meeting with this guy called Gary Vaynerchuk, right? This is actually on YouTube, by the way. You search for Gary V. Jersey Boy. That's the name of the episode. And you'll find a section of a few minutes in which I'm there with my dad and my wife and my father. And it was a great moment. And that was a very crucial moment. Gary and I were in close communication. Because if you know Gary's story, by the way, if you don't know Gary, he's one of the, actually not one of, he's the most famous marketer in the world. He really is, okay? He really is. What's that? From Jersey, yeah. Yeah, he lives in New York. Yeah? Yeah. He actually, his story begins, we plagiarized Gary, right? Because we read his book. And again, I know I'm taking up your time, guys. Who's interested in the story? Raise your hand. You can walk out. It's not going to hurt my feelings. It's totally fine, all right? Half of your room did not raise your hand, all right? So that hurt my feelings a little bit, okay? In the Zoom, guys in the Zoom room, can you comment and let me know if you are interested or am I boring you with the story, all right? Let me know, okay? So Gary wrote a book. That book is called Crush It. Crush It. We read that book. My father reads it. He sends it to us. We read it, and we're like, this guy's good. This is smart. This is intelligent. Let's go. And in that book, he actually talked about his story for his wine company, his father's wine company. And he created a YouTube channel called Wine Library TV. What is ours called? Metabolismo TV, right? Like, so we took that concept from him. Actually, our original YouTube channel looked exactly like his. Like, we just copied all the elements. And we told him, I said, Gary, we plagiarized you, right? And I showed it to him. And he already has seen our success. So he said, listen, why don't you help me buy some of my books because I'm doing this launch and I'll help you guys with a consult. And I said, let's go. Let's do it. And then we flew out to New York and we spent some time with him. And this was a very special moment because Gary said to us, again, best marketer in this world, right? Incredible guy. He said to us, I'm going to tell you guys something. Frank, Manuel, I want you to pay the least possible that you can to survive. Put the least possible in your pocket. Put every other penny you have on Facebook. That opportunity is going to go away. Every other penny you can find, put it on Facebook. You got a couple of years. Go. At that moment, we were still spending a lot of money on television and other things, specifically in Puerto Rico. My father walked out of that meeting and he said, okay, son, let's go. Let's do this. And we just like, boom, went all in. And that moment was very, very special. Very, very special because we just decided to become a fully social media built company, right? And that became like the wave from that point on, ride the opportunity wave. The company was probably doing like $1 million a year at that point, a couple $1 million, right? Nothing much. Somebody's laughing like, that's a lot of money, right? But it's been a long journey. If we do a couple $1 million right now, we're going bankrupt, Margaret, all right? You can't do that. So anyway, 2016, I launched a strategy called the Golden Nuggets. The Golden Nuggets, in which I took my dad's 12-minute videos and I turned them into 2 3-minute videos. And I cut every single thing that was unnecessary or maybe repeat it so I can leverage the opportunity of like these platforms because otherwise attention span was dwindling. So I wanted to like not force people to watch the entire content. So then we shortened the content. Golden Nuggets started going viral. 2017, we already have about 1,000 videos. No thumbnails. Like our videos had no thumbnails. And then we started doing thumbnails. And when we started doing thumbnails, images of my dad with like big, bold text, put a lot of attention to that. We started getting a lot more clicks and a lot more attention. And that started like snowballing in a big way. 2018, Shopify era, e-commerce era begins for us. Big changes for us. Started building our own e-commerce site. 2018 here also, I call this the thumb stopper strategy. Now we started doing videos that had attention-grabbing elements around them, right? So we can actually capture attention. And those videos started taking off organically, going viral. This one right here, it translates. The translation is child abuse in cereal boxes. And that was a headline at the top of the video. And it's my dad talking about cornflakes and Fruit Loops and all these things that are like poisonous. The things went crazy. We took off, right? Like 21 million views on this right here. 81,000 likes, 20,000 comments, 650,000 people shared it. Again, you gotta ride the opportunity waves. Opportunity waves. So we kept on doing that. ManyChat, like Jorge mentioned, this is actually not right. This is 2020 because there's a thing called, you guys know about 2020, there's something happened, a little virus. You guys heard about it, right? Like, I think it's called COVID-16 or what, or like, you guys get the idea, right? So something happened in that year and we couldn't really sell anymore. Do we just go to the corner and we cry, right? Or do we figure out something? We figured out something. We actually went and came up with a strategy. And we said, we're going to take some of our content and we're going to give it away for free. And we're going to use it to generate leads. Because right now, we're not going to look like good people trying to sell stuff. So let's just avoid that. But still, let's keep going. And I gave away some of our content, and then we just took off. 250 leads in 6 weeks came in by giving away a little piece of our content, okay? So that was an e-commerce explosion right there. 2020, the era of Reels is born. This is what we rode over the last few years. The short form Reels content. If you ask me, what is the one thing that took you guys from 19 million followers to 32.5 million followers? It's the Reels. That is what brought us here. Everything else is just an ecosystem. It helps. It's really good. We keep on doing videos. We created a concept called Super Ayudas, which is, again, reviving my dad's content, summarizing some of his great content and relaunching it. But still, what built our success is the real content. YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, TikTok. That's what built our explosion over the last couple of years. Right? What's that? Ayudas help. So money does follow attention, right? So this is my gross income statistic for 2023. You can see actually the year by year. You can see here, the explosion begins in 2017. I told you after Gary Vaynerchuk's meeting, right? Like 2017, we start going into an affluence. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, okay? Actual statistic. In our history, we haven't been down a single year, but if you look at the growth, it's been directly connected with the growth of our social media following. This is where the magic is. It's not a vanity number. It's not something to feel good about. If I'm able to get a bigger audience to get my content in front, I am also able to get more revenue. They go hand in glove. They go together. This is the way it is. When you have products and services, you can sell them if you have more attention. It's not rocket science, okay? So if you wanted this for your brand, I came up with something. I'm gonna sell you something now, right? It's an opportunity. It might not be the best fit for all of you, but some of you might be ready for this right now. If you're not ready for this right now because either you're too early in the game in your business, or because maybe you're just starting up, or you don't have the idea just quite yet formed, this might not be for you. But if you're ready to actually get going with getting attention, that this might be yours. If you already are the person that knows that if they get attention, they can generate more revenue, then this offer is for you. But right now, if you get attention, you don't know what to do with it, then this is not for you. That's how you answer whether this is for you or not. If you're in the category that this is not for you, then you're still in the correct group. You want to get yourself in that journey. Build a product, build a service, build an offer. Get to the point that you're like, you know what? I'm ready to bring in revenue. Let's go. What do I need now? Okay, we need attention, right? At that point, we help you at that point. But if right now you're like, man, I wish I had more people buying my stuff. I'm ready to sell. I got all these services that are going to change people's lives, but I don't have anybody watching, then this is what is going to help you get there, right? So I have a package that I came up with that the people that work in my organization right now here, this is a company that has 119 staff. There's 40 people in this local office. We're really good at what we do. The ones that want to get in the social media game, some of the clients pay us $250,000 or more a year. Companies like Natural Slim, we publish 3,000 times a month. That is a lot of work. People that find the content, the editors, the graphic designers, what we call the content miners, the ones that actually find the content, the ones that record the content, the ones that get it posted and scheduled, the data analysts, all those people that we work on, right? It's a whole machine that we put in place. So this is, I finally, for the first time ever, have an opportunity for people that cannot afford something like that to be able to get started on the journey with us, and for us to be your agency, for us to help you with the social media game. So you can get on this game and start getting your attention in what I believe to be the greatest social media opportunity of all time this year. So what does this include? social media account creations and optimization. If you have them already, we optimize it. If you don't have them, we create them. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. A strategic social media roadmap. What are you going to do? What are you going to talk about? How are you going to do so? What's your value? Here's an audience discovery. Here's like some analytics about who your target is, your competitors. What are they doing? What are they talking about that's actually getting attention? What you should do more about, etc. We help you with all of that. Video content editing and creation. Content distribution across multiple platforms. Reporting monthly and meetings on progress. And if you sign up today, we're going to do this for the first time. We're going to set up your accounts completely. We're going to optimize all the profiles. We're going to give you a brand audit to whatever you have going on right now. We're going to give you a brand guideline creation as to what we believe to be the logo, the look and feel, the colors, how everything should look. And that's $5,000 normally. But also, we're going to give you something very special. As you can see, we have some equipment in this place, and we have some great content creators and a great content team. I'm giving you access to my team. I have never ever done this before. I'm gonna give you a content creation kickstart package. So our content creation team goes to your business and helps you find equipment within your budget, set up your recording space, and record the initial content. These are my guys right here, Joe and Jimmy. They are recording for like some of the bigger guys in our organization. They're my team, they're trained by us. They're working here full time, and they are amazing at what they do. So if you're local, we will send them over here at no cost. If you are remote, from all of you guys that are over here in the Zoom call, all you gotta do is pay for their flights and their hotels. I'm not gonna cover that part, because usually I will sell this service. I'm giving it for free for anybody that signs up during this week. But I'm gonna send them over so they can actually help you get set up and get the first few videos rolling, and give you some coaching and some creative direction and what to say and not to say and how to say it. And then we take that content and we make magic with it.
And how to set up the lights, how to set up the camera, like where it should be located, because the light and the audio has a lot to do with the way that your content gets delivered to somebody.
We do that ahead of time, by the way. If you guys are like, for example, in Minnesota or you're in New York, like, we're gonna find out exactly what you need. We're gonna get that delivered over there to your place, and then we're gonna coordinate a trip over there so we can go and get you set up and get you recording and get you going. If you're local, same thing over here. Even better for us, right? Because we're here in this area, in the Tampa Bay area. Right? So usually we would charge $5,000 for something like this. We've done several of these setups over here, many studios. We've done this over and over again. We have the statistics to prove it. So again, what do you have? Platform setup, social media roadmap, content editing and creation, content distribution across multiple platforms, ongoing insights and updates. Bonus 1, account social media setups. Bonus 2, content creation kickstart package. So something like that will cost you about 13 grand a month. Instead of that, you will be paying $2,900 a month. $2,900 a month for this particular service, okay? So, limited offer. I'll be only offering this to 25 businesses. If you want to save your spot, all you got to do is make it a $497 deposit, and you can do it here. You can go to scan that QR code, or you can go to branding.agmagency.com. And again, this might not be for everybody, but if you are ready to get started, if you want to get out of the analysis paralysis or the implementation paralysis, and you want to stop coming to events and coming back to the next event next week without anything changing, then you're gonna have to get a little bit uncomfortable and invest in accountability. We become your accountability partners. We get you set up. What does this look like? You're gonna do something like 4 videos a month. Raise your hand if you think you can give me 4 videos of your education, inspiration, entertainment, value, 6 minutes and less, 24 minutes a month. Raise your hand if you think you can do that. Okay, 24 minutes a month, okay, of content. That's all you have to do. With those 24 minutes, we end up creating over 100 pieces of content. 4 videos for YouTube, a bunch of short reels, quote cards, podcasts, you name it. We take you into the social media world, and we make you omnipresent. And we make it look like, wow, you guys are everywhere now. That's what we call it, the omnipresent package. Right? and you start taking advantage of this opportunity. The variable here, just so you guys know how fast do you get there, or fast can you start getting some attention, is you, right? If your name is Frank Suarez, you have a gift, and you have an incredible ability to communicate, and you can go there and get there faster. If your name is not Frank Suarez, we're gonna find out, right? We're gonna find out how fast you can go. Some people are gonna go faster than others, but again, just to see if you were paying attention, who are you competing against?
Yourself.
Correct, right? So we're not gonna be doing a competition about who gets more views. Here's what we do know. With attention, you can sell more products and services. Agreed?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Social media is an opportunity for you to get attention. Agreed?
Yes.
Very good. So all you gotta do is start going and putting some energy behind it. This is something that, again, I have promised you, I have never sold. I have never offered something like this. I'm trying to create something that makes it easy for anybody to jump on board so they can get started, because I do have a desire to help as many of you as possible. And it would be great for me to, in a couple of months, start seeing you guys take off. And some of your videos doing really well. And users are getting DMs about like, hey, can you help me with that? And start getting those messages, and that first client that comes in and buys something from you because they found you on social media. I want to see that. It really drives me and motivates me to be able to accomplish that for some of you guys, right? So that's it for me. In my case, if you have something else to cover.
No, that was it.
That's what the opportunity is about. I wanted to introduce you to this whole opportunity. Hopefully you learned a lot and you got some value. If you're ready to get some help, we are here for you. And we want to give you access to our team. And this is something that, again, it's going to help you get going with this particular social media world. Thank you for listening. We'll be around for a little bit longer. We have a couple of people here, Ernesto and Brian. These guys can answer all your questions on the subject of this opportunity. If you guys are on the Zoom call and you want to talk to somebody, you can go to...
They can schedule.
You can schedule a call over here, directly here, or you can message these guys directly. Yep. Brian O at agmagency.com, Brian O at agmagency.com, or Ernesto at agmagency.com. And they'll be able to answer all your questions and see how we can get you started, and we can do something amazing together, and some magic might come out of this, all right? Thank you guys for coming.
All right, thanks for coming.
Let's do it again. Okay, so Ernesto's doing a selfie. Should we do a quick selfie? Yeah. All right.
Get me in there.
Okay. No empty chairs.
Let me get in here.
Ready? Everybody look. My hair is a little crazy today, guys, so it doesn't help. All right, here you go. Everybody in it? Everybody in it? Yeah. Yay! Pretend that you actually got some value. Let's pretend. Yay! It's all pretend, guys. Marketing is perception.